What up, guys? Lock Jimmy here. And as promised, if you follow me on Facebook, I'm going to be talking about some technology that most all locksmiths tremble at the thought of. This is extreme security. Now let me talk about the 3 locks that I've chosen. By far, this is not the only choices you have, but they are some of the toughest that I've run into. Starting off, let's go with Kaba. Now, not necessarily that it has monster bitting, but this mortise cylinder here, it's got some strong technology. Next up, we will do Schlage Everest. Now, what differentiates Schlage from Schlage Everest? Trying to focus. See the little Mount Everest right there, the little triangle? Yeah, we're going to find some really nice stuff in there. And the last on the agenda, not to be confused with a band from the 90s, we have a Schlage Primus. This bad boy is full of just epic, awesome nightmares conceived and implemented in a small package by Satan himself. So let's get right into them. Let's start with the Kaba. Alright, Kaba. The only thing I have done is right here I've taken off the plate on the back and the screws just to save a little bit of time. Alright, Kaba, when you first look at it, the core looks to be normal, but you flip it over and your regular plug follower is going to be too big. So that's the first obstacle. So you have to get a dowel rod of the right size. That's what I found. Now when you use the key, usually what we're going to do is turn it and follow it, but it's not working, huh? So what we're going to do is, for whatever reason, you just leave it, you just put it in and leave it. That's it. And if I don't absolutely wreck this, well, it is a 7-penner. Nope, 6-penner, sorry. That's an anti-drill. What you must think of me. But let's look at them. Nice and close. They seem to be, yep, seem to be just regular old pins. Let's check it out. Standard with a T-pin. Standard. 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 And standard. Let's look in him. I don't see anything right off the bat. Ooh, that's bright. Sorry, guys. I don't see anything that would suggest anything different other than standard milling. All right. This does not happen to have any sidebars. So let's just take a look on the inside. I know you're like, dude, what's the point of doing all these locks if you're not going to do them as challenge locks? Well, I'm a locksmith, not a wizard. If I was going to have to pick this lock, is it impossible? No. Is it possible? Yes, if the stars align just the right way and everything is just perfect and you have the right pick, boom, you might accidentally get it open. But it does have a lot of stuff going against it. Let's find out what's upstairs. What do we got here? It's got some serration. Focus. See that serrated? It goes right here. Number 1. Standard. Number 2. Standard. Number 3. No, number 3. Oh yeah, if you remember, number 3 didn't have one. Let's go from the other side. We can't. I have a piece of tape on it. Maybe we can. Don't mess up. Okay, yes we can. Now this video may be fairly long because I'm going to do this to all 3 locks. Standard with tape on it. Phew. We got here. Standard. That one's got a weak spring. Get out there, buddy. And standard. So what have we learned? This one, for whatever reason, and I'm not the best picker in the world, don't think that, I'm not trying to brag, but I've got into my fair share of high security locks. I'm not going to take the springs out because they're just in there. But this one, I have picked one of its cousins with a different bitting. This one, for whatever reason, I can't pick. So there's that. That's what's in a Kaba. And by the way, these pins, let me set him down and I'll zoom in. These pins are not the same size as your regular pins and drivers. They're slightly smaller. So not only will you be able to not change these out to whatever key, I mean, the only thing you could do is take your core and your body and get creative and drill them out. That's what we got right here. I mean, we got some tiny little fellows, and we got some T-pins, and we got some serrated mixed in there. It's a decent lock. I mean, that's why I started with it. It's absolutely not, you know, the worst I've ever seen. Let's move on to the next. All right, guys, once again, I'm back. Now I have the Schlage Everest. The only thing I've done is take the back off, just to save a little bit of time. Let's talk about the key. Looks like a normal key. Well, the grooves are slightly different, and you have that high, low, medium bitting. But right here, boom, on the back side, you've got a detent, a sidebar. I cannot pick this lock. I have seen other videos online saying, oh, it's easy, you just do this, you do that. Not me, brother. I can't pick it. Let's find out what's on the inside. back in. Put it back, put it back, put it back. Okay, sorry guys, I have lost. That's number, we'll call it number 6. Alright, I know what I did wrong. That's the wrong plug follower. Use him. Yep, much more smooth. Okay, we are followed. Let's see what we got. See what we got. We have a 6-pinner. Cover him up. Let's see what we got on the bottom. What have we got there? Let's look at him. Ooh. That's a great bitting, by the way. Hard to pick. On the bottom, what we have is a little detent. That is one obstacle you have to overcome, so I'll put him right there. He just fell right out of that hole. See what number 1 is. That's a big boy. Let's zoom in. Let's look at this together. 1 is standard, but a big one. Number 2, standard. Number 3, oops, standard. Number 4, standard. Number 5, standard. And number 6, you don't want to come to the party, standard. Well, that does make me feel bad because I've picked locks with a much tougher bitting than this. Let's look at what we got on the inside. Where's my light? There it is. I don't see any counter milling. With the exception of the detent that was right there, I don't see anything really significantly different. Let's see what's upstairs. On number 1. Now remember number 6, he came out because I started with the wrong plug follower. Number 1, standard. Number 2, I got some pressure in there, let me tell you. Standard. Number 3, you hear them snapping in there? They just boom pop up. Standard. Standard, I think. Yep, standard. And let's see if we can get number 5 out. Remember, we got number 6 already. And standard. See if we can slip him out. I didn't look in the Kaba earlier, sorry about that, guys. But let's look inside. What do we got here? Nothing really special other than that spot right there that the detent goes in. I can see it if I turn it right there. What that does is the key goes in, and that little slot on the side allows that flap to go in and takes it with spring action and moves him out of the way to allow the core to turn. Without it, you got to reach in there and try to manually turn that and then pick it. and then hope that it stays and then go back in. So that's what we got in a Schlage Everest. Not bad, better than the Kaba, but still, I mean, it's still enough of a challenge. Now let's move on to the Schlage Primus. Last but certainly not least, this old dog right here, the Schlage Primus. Now check that out. That's intimidation. Here's the other one, the Schlage Everest. It had the 1. And when the key is in the core and you take it out, it's not going to dump those little paddles because they're locked into that groove. But here's the Primus. I mean, that stuff, let's see what's on the inside. I'm gonna take that off. I'm recording all of this. I took the other pieces apart for the other ones because it's just standard. A little detent spring, there it is. But this is the most intimidating lock I've ever opened up, and I just thought I would share this one with you. I'm not going to gut it like I did the others, because you'll see. You will see. As you can see, it does work. Let's turn it. And in we go. We're committed now, fellas. Okay, here it comes. Did you hear that? You see that? You know what that was? That's a sidebar. Is that what I saw on the key? Oh no. Oh no. You didn't see that. See, I don't. Let's see what you saw. You saw that. That's nasty. That's what Cleveland Brown would say. Not only do you have 1 in this guy, you have 5 in the Primus. Guys, this is what they lock up Area 51 with. I'm not even going to take that apart. As you can see, it looks like, there's some damage in there. Where's that? The springs look like they're coming out. That might have been that resistance I was feeling. I've never been in this particular lock. I've been in its brothers. Guys, that's what we're up against here. Who cares about the bitting? Who cares about what the pins are? Let's see if we can. I don't want to get too aggressive. No, they just look like regular standards. Its cousin was. You'll just have to take my word for it. I'm not going to open him because I really don't feel like putting him back together. But right there, guys, that is Area 51 technology. And well, Lock Jimmy, if I got called out on the job, what would I do to get into this? Well, there is one way to get into a mortise cylinder without the key, without drilling. And I'm not going to tell you that. That doesn't need to be common knowledge. Sorry, I forgot to put the sidebar in while I was flapping my gator. I'm not going to tell you how to do that, because that will allow you to get that will allow the wrong people to get in. So once you've become a locksmith and somebody has said, yes, you are now officially a locksmith, you can ask them. But I'm not going to tell you. But what I will tell you is Get in there, bad boy. What I will tell you is, if I didn't know that other technique that is unnamed, I would say the only way I'm getting in is with a drill or a plasma torch. So there's that. That's some nasty technology right there. That is a highly secure lock. Are you going to pick it? More than likely not. I mean, you're going to have to be one of these amazing dudes who just absolutely know how to get into anything and know all of its secrets. Schlage Primus, that is a bad mamma jamma. Guys, that is all the time we have for today. I hope this has been informative. I hope I have scared some of you from wanting to try to attempt these. I mean, please do. Please try to pick them. That'll just make you better. And I'm going to continue to try to pick these guys too. Been doing this for a while, and I don't want to say that I could get into them. If I had to, gun to my head, yeah, I'm going to get shot. But if I had time to just sit there and the customer says, I need you to get in, I'd rather you not drill, I would try. You could feel those little flaps on the bottom, those detent flaps. You could feel that sidebar. Like I said, where's the key? You're going to feel when you go in and initially rake, you're going to feel bump, 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 bump down the side. You're going to feel bump, 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 bump. So you know what to feel for. Once you get in and start doing more locks, you're going to get a feel for what you're up against. Not only do you feel for it, they tell you, they advertise, they put right in your face. They say, hey, Primus. They say, hey, Everest. You know you're up against somebody who knows what they're doing. Well, guys, thank you for your time. Please subscribe to my channel. Share me like a terrible disease that you get in college. Guys, every chance you get, rock out with your lockout. Lock Jimmy. Sorry for the length of the video, but I was just trying to be as informative as I can. You guys have a great day. Stay.